Children are like projects. Children are long-term projects. Yes. Are you taken aback? You wondering, why is this guy calling children projects? Yes. Projects don't just mean houses or construction projects or whatever of any kind, software projects, building projects. No. Children projects are things that are initiated, worked on, and concluded with a goal at the back of the mind of the initiator or the sponsor. Children are projects. They are projects. They are long-term projects. And that is why parenting, intentional parenting is important. Intentional parenting is very, very important. Parents need to make sure that they understand before setting out that throwing money at raising children is not what is going to make those children who they are supposed to be. But it is necessary for parents to have the understanding that they need to be present in the lives of their children. Every project requires planning, and parents should plan upfront how many children they really want to have, and they should look at their circumstances, their situations, their locations, and their own values as a couple in order to determine family size. Because some people are not intentional about family size. They just keep having children, and it gets to a point they feel that they have had enough, whereas they're supposed to know from the get-go that this is how far we want to go about childbearing. Thank you. Welcome to If You Asked Jimmy. On this one, this is one of the series, my additions in the series of what I titled The Parable of a Parent, where we will be just sharing ideas, and we will be rubbing minds on the aspect of parenting, which is a missing skill in our society today. And please, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly click that subscribe button, and also click on the notification bell and share this video to other parents so that we can all learn and grow in order to be able to live better and parent better in this very complex, very dynamic, very rapidly changing world. Yes, I said children are long-term projects. And for every project, there must be an intention. It must be intentional. What's the family size you want to have? There is a teaching that I do every time I'm invited to speak at the christening or the naming ceremony of children. I have had only one message in my ministerial life for over 20 years, over 20-something years right now. The message is more than numbers. Children are more than numbers. Oh, I have 4 children. Some people call their children kids. I have 4 kids. I have 5 kids. I have 3 kids. It's not just about the number of the children. We're talking about quality. We're talking about intention. We are talking about purpose, purposeful parenting, purposeful childbearing. We are talking about values. We are talking about goals. We are talking about vision. What is the family vision? What exactly do you want out of life for yourself, for your spouse, and for your children? So one of the family part of the what makes up the family is the child or the children, and every child is a long-term project, because whatever you are working at that is extending, for example, at least before the child gets to the age of becoming independent, going to college. In most cases, there are exemptions to every rule, but in most cases these children are at least 18 years old, or let's say the earliest 16 years old. 16 years before they leave home. So if you have a project that you have to work on for 16 years, you do not do it haphazardly. You know that word haphazard? That's anyhow, no plan. I used to interpret it, I break it down as half hazard. Half hazard. When you are not intentional about parenting, it means that anything goes. You just think that you are a good person. Being good is not enough. Being a moralist or a strict or disciplined person is not enough. They're with good, even with the best intentions, things may not go well according to expectations. Things only go according to plan. Even with planning, there are different iterations, and there will be some refinements, there will be some adjustments, there will be some adaptations that you need to do along the line, because life is not perfectly predictable. Life is complex. Life is rapidly changing, and you can see the global space now. If you are not intentional about your children, if you don't even train them, you don't have to worry. Most parents who are lazy about parenting, absentee parents, deadbeat fathers, you don't need to train your children, because the internet is there to train them for you. In some parts of the world like Africa, where people could get house helps, where they could get maids, where they could get nannies, they could get support system to help them with the children. Sometimes parents throw money at these things. They delegate other people to handle their children for them, and they turn out to wonder that they are rich people. They send these children on vacation, they send them to the best schools, they even have the chauffeur or the driver to pick them to school, and they give them the best things of life. They provide materially. And they expect that because they are doing that, the children will just turn out well. It doesn't happen that way, because every child is a blank sheet of paper that will take all the influences that they find around them as they are growing up. They are very tender, they are very gentle, and they absorb. So it's not about money. It has to do with plan. You got to plan well before you set out. Every project requires planning. Planning is very key. Because no matter what you have in mind, you see, there's this joke in project management where people will order for maybe an armchair and get a sofa. What you ordered, what you got is different from what you ordered. Because if there are no face gates, there are no checks and places where you will check that, okay, is it conforming? Is it going as planned? You have a vision, you have a mental picture of a desire, something you want to see, whether it's a good, a product or service, or something that is tangible or intangible. You have a picture of it in your mind, and you share the picture with the persons or the people that are going to help you implement that project. You have to still keep checking from time to time and to keep adapting, because the economy is not predictable, policies are not predictable, technology is not predictable, and what is fashionable today may not be fashionable tomorrow. By the time you start a long-term project, you know what you are starting, but by the time you get to the middle or the end of it, some things you started and was looking okay may become obsolete even by the middle of that project. That's why we have to pay attention to our children. Our children are more than what we can just put money down, pay the bills, and think that everything is all right. No. When you initiate and you plan, you have to continue in the process of execution. You'll be monitoring what is going on. You'll be monitoring how the children are responding, how they are growing, how they fare. And then that's why the place of parental control comes in. You check them, you checks and balances, you control them in love, you show them the right way. And your children are very tender and very impressionable. Usually between 5 to 7 or 8, a child is formed. So that's why it's difficult for most parents who kind of naively leave their children till they have matured age to start attempting to inculcate values in them. It doesn't work that way. Okay, I keep saying that a fresh fish, you can fold it, you can bend it, but once a fish is either fried or smoked or frozen, you might end up breaking that fish. Okay, so we need to be present in the life of the children. Otherwise, it can be very overwhelming, because the result may not be what we ordered for. You might order for apple and get mango at the end of the day because of absenteeism, because of partial parenting, because of absentee parenting, or partial parenting, when you are partially present or you are not even present at all. Okay, it doesn't matter which gender is raising the children. The ideal thing is that the children are raised in a safe space, the family space, and one of the challenges is that the values of the parents must align. But it is not a short-term thing, it is a long-term thing. The parents, if their values don't align over a long time, it may not be visible in the beginning or in a short-term thing. But because parenting and child raising is a long-term thing, the disparity, the conflicts in the parents or parental values will begin to show the older the child is growing. And you know what that means? That child is growing apart. Okay, from the center of two parents, a parent is this way, the other parent is this way, and because they are trying to drag that child in two different directions, they might end up tearing that child apart. And the child that is torn apart is a misfit for society. That child becomes a dysfunctional child because there is no understanding. That is why right from the place of dating, parents should know that what are the values, what are the standards, what are the ethics, what are the core beliefs of each parent. Because children are long-term projects, you have to realize it's not about you or when you're sitting up each other, up in a private way. It's more about being able to cohabit, and then in your cohabitation, what are the thresholds, what are the benchmarks, what are the values, what are the beliefs, what are the health, common grounds, what are the commonalities of this parent that is going to help the children to grow in a safe space, in a healthy environment, and be moldable, be shapeable. In fact, some parents don't want their children to turn out like them because the parents have actually traveled the long road so much so that they cannot turn back. But they are very nice people. They want their children to turn out better than they themselves. But it's important to understand it's not a short-term thing, and it's not something you can start doing quick fix or damage control when the train has already left the station. Just know that you need to have understanding to plan ahead. You need to have a vision exactly where you want to be, where you want the children to be, and there has to be harmony. Whether the parents are living together or living apart, foundationally, there must be some commonalities that will not make that child to now be torn between two different value ends, two different opposing and contradicting values, because it's not healthy for anybody. So for our society to be great, we have to realize that the human being, individual, is the smallest unit of society. The family, from individual to family, from family to your neighborhood, from your neighborhood to your county or to your street or to wherever you are, and that's how society, spreads. And for us to have stability, the individual unit, that is you and me, we are children of someone, and also we are giving birth to children. We have to be intact, we have to be solid, we have to be proper, we have to be balanced, we have to be healthy for our society to be healthy, intact, and solid. Thank you for watching. Please watch out for more editions of my Parable of a Parent series. And please engage me in the comment section and let me know your view about children being long-term projects and not quick fixes or damage controls. Thank you for watching this edition, and I hope to see you on the next one. Please, one more time, if you are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe. Click the subscribe button right now. Thank you for doing that. Click the notification bell and also share this video and let me know your comments in the comment section. My wish and prayer for you is that your children will turn right over in the long run. At the end of it all, you'll be proud and happy parents at the end of the long-term project. Thank you. See you on the next one. Bye.